Medical BS, and I'm going to talk about something that I think is interesting. And I don't know, it's funny because when I hear a lot of times other people talk about it, I get really bored. But when people sit there and they're like, I'm going to tell you my dream, and I'm like, I'm hanging in there, but I'm like, oh, it's so abstract. I get lost. It gets boring. Well, that's just the nature of dreams. I want to talk about dreaming and trauma. Or emotional issues, I should say. So it was really interesting because this happens every so often. The other night, I was talking to a roommate before bed, and I was thinking about family stuff, and we were just having a conversation, and I said, am I not forgiving? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, am I not a forgiving person? Did I not try hard enough with my family? Did I not do enough? Did I not put up with enough? And this is the conversation we were having. I'll just be open, and people are going to say, she's wanting sympathy. And I'm not. This is just the conversations that we're having. Everything's fine, but, I have health scares that can be very scary, as you guys know. And sometimes I contemplate, it's kind of dark, but I contemplate death, And I don't want it. Like, the process of it sounds, the process of the pain that the physical body could go through sounds very, very fucking scary, in my opinion. And the opinion of probably many, many people. It's not just my opinion. But, it's something I've thought about from time to time. There's something that's been happening the last few months is I will sometimes have asthma attacks in my sleep that get very, very scary, and I wake up barely able to breathe, and I'm running to my nebulizer. Stuff like that. It's scary when you're asleep, because there's not a lot you can do. So, anyways, I was just having a night where I'm talking to him about stuff, and I was just like, he's like, what has you thinking about this? And I said, just the thought of, but the thought of dying alone, not being surrounded by people that you love. The death process is scary enough as it is for a lot of people, the process of losing complete control of the body and it shutting down, that's a very scary thought. It's weird. The what happens after you die part doesn't scare me. I feel okay about that. It's the body process that scares me. Bodies have always kind of freaked me out, though, in general. Being in a body is weird, in my opinion. It might not make sense to a lot of people, but that's, I guess, some of my new age ramblings. But I don't know, maybe it's that I've been in a body that's sick and hasn't worked a lot correctly in life, and there's an added frustration. People with chronic illness can understand that. Feels like a weight, an anchor. But we were talking, and I was really contemplating, did I do enough? Did I try enough? And most days I feel like the answer is way over yes, but I was just having a down moment with it and went to sleep. Didn't plan on this. This happens every so often, by the way. And thank God, this is the first night in like several days, almost a week, I got good sleep. We're talking like 11 hours of sleep, yes. Your body's catching up when you'll get 11 hours of sleep and you'll wake up and I'm like, I'm still tired. But, so, I won't go into extreme detail because I don't think the details matter with this. But long story short, I was with a side of my family that I don't talk too much. I have some resentment there, but they don't really know me and don't really want to get to know me, and everything they do know about me is filtered through my sister, it looks like the normal upstanding person where I'm the eccentric. So people are going to listen to her opinion more even if she's a fucking cunt. It's just the unfortunate nature of my family. Many of the sides of my family, that's how they operate. And, you can be an asshole, but as long as you're successful, like, literally, in my family, the worst things you can be are have children and not be independent. At least I've never had kids, so I'm good there, but, chronic illness, and you're the biggest asshole in the world. They would literally rather have into their life and take in murderers and criminals, and they have done that, than have somebody who is not independent, even though those people aren't independent. It's weird. There's a whole controlling mindset there, but I digress. So, I had this dream that I went over to like a European country, maybe Spain, with a side of my family that I don't interact with much. And I knew in the dream I really didn't want to. But I was like, alright, fuck it, well, I'll go. Like it was the last minute, like, okay, I'll go. And I get there, and I remember it was like, there was this attitude before I came of me setting the boundaries and going, okay guys, I'm still getting over being sick, so don't expect me to be like be normally functioning, you know, with physical stuff. And I immediately get over there and I'm settling in, and we're in this beautiful, huge house on top of like a hill. It's like an open villa kind of thing. And immediately one of the head family members comes over with like a bucket and a mop and says, all right, we want you to clean the entire outside driveway, which is like huge. It's 2 miles long and stuff. And I realized, I was like, okay, and he started to try to clean it, but I realized they gave me like a bucket and a mop for like outside. And I was like, this isn't gonna work. So I was trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what other supplies we have. So I had to walk like a mile out of the way to go to this place to see where there were supplies, and in doing so, I met people. People were offering me opportunities for things, and like, you know, singing opportunities and work opportunities. I was having a good time. And all of a sudden I'm like, shoot, I've been gone like an hour. I need to go back. And I remember the dream. It's always weird in dreams when you know you're really not feeling well, when in a dream, if you're chronically ill in waking life, you're also ill in the dream. Like if it transfers over. So I'm not feeling well in the dream, but I'm like, okay, let me get back. And I get back and I see one of the other family members doing what I was asked to do. And I'm like, no, I got this. They're like, no, I'm going to do it. And I said, no, I can do it. What are you doing? And then they were being a real asshole about it. And I'm like, you know, they were being really rude. And I'm like, well, look, not only am I chronically ill, but y'all didn't give me the right supplies. So I was just trying to figure it out. And I got such a big attitude. I was like, you know what? Fine. I'm fucking leave. I'm not going to deal with this shit. I'm 30-some years old. If you want to act like an ass. So I started to feel very offended. So I got my stuff together. And then the family bands together and doesn't let me leave. Like they were forcing me to stay there. And they were being rude and being dicks about my situation, and just they don't respect me. You know, it's just, and it just one thing led to another. And anyways, in the dream, it was hours of fighting. Hours of fight. People that I've never done that with, you know? And it was just like, on both sides. They're fighting me, I'm fighting. I don't mean physically fighting, I mean just words. I mean really cutting words on both sides. I said things I've thought that I never would have said out loud. And you know, all know me, I'm real fucking direct, but just, you know, I aired out like every grievance in detail, and everybody's just screaming at each other and crying, and it was hours of it in this dream. Anyways, in the dream, I'm getting my stuff and I'm leaving, and I finally got him to where, you know, I didn't allow them to stop me, and I'm getting in the taxi to go back to the airport and go live my life. And I woke up, and you know how you can have dreams, and everybody does this, you'll have dreams that'll stay with you all day, and this was one that stayed with me all day. And I was talking to a roommate about it, and number one, it reminded me, I think I've done everything I can with my family. This is the truth. I have done everything that I know to do at this point with them. But I have these dreams every so often with my family or people that I feel have wronged me, where it's just hours of fighting and confrontation, and you wake up just feeling, I woke up today feeling like it actually happened. You know, I obviously didn't, but that's how much it affects you. And I've been talking to a roommate about it, and I've studied about it, and I've known about it, and it seems like people who've gone through trauma or unresolved issues, a lot of times, you deal with it in your dreams. Like, here's a for instance. I have an ex that it took me many years to get over. And I couldn't really call and confront or have conversations with. And part of what I think helped me get over it is every so often I would have dreams where we confronted each other about all kinds of stuff. And it's weird because even though like this is a person I deeply care about, not in my life anymore, probably never will be again, and that's fine. It's appropriate for them not to be in my life, if that makes sense. I feel like I've overcome a lot of emotional stuff from being able to confront the situation in dreams. And it's very interesting. I think that sometimes the shit we cannot, the emotional shit we can't deal with, or we can't, for whatever reasons, confront in real life, I think sometimes can come out in our dreams. It's weird though. I don't like, these dreams aren't fun. None of this is fun, but at the same time, working through emotional issues is never fun, is it? You know, it's never fun to do that. You know, there are just people where you want to, people that maybe you never set your boundaries with, where on something inside of you, it's somewhere wants to, but it's not, they're not around anymore. It's not appropriate to have them around. It's not healthy to, you know, a lot of people, it's just not healthy, and sometimes even a dangerous situation to call and try to confront something. Like, you know me, I'm really direct. I'm really big on like, fuck, you know, I'm gonna tell it how it is, and I'm gonna call stuff out, and I'm gonna, you know, go at things head on. But there are levels of healthy and levels of appropriate in our lives about when to and when not to do that. And the family members in this dream, these aren't the kind of family members I can call up and have a coup d'etat with. You know, they're not people I can really call and talk to about what's going on. Like, I don't think they really care, to be honest. They don't really care. But I was just thinking about this, and I wondered if you guys have that happen to you. If you guys have things from your life that you can't actually fix or confront for the limitations of what life can be, and if you guys actually, if you end up having dreams that makes you confront that. And in that, I think our dreams, in essence, can be incredibly powerful. You know, sleep is a time, obviously, where our cells regenerate, our bodies regenerate. There's healing. There's all types of things that happen when we sleep. But I also think that, you know, and I'm not saying every dream, obviously, because it's weird. Doesn't dreaming just dead battery? We're going to be ordering some new batteries this week, so hopefully this will be taken care of. But what I was saying is, dreams are weird. Isn't it like, dreams kind of feel like it's, I'm trying to get in the flow of what I was saying. Dreams kind of feel like one long drug trip, don't they? Like, everything kind of merges in and out of itself. The dimensions of time and space don't really work the same way. Like, you could be dreaming about watching somebody else, all of a sudden you're that person, you're the person next to them, and then, you know, it's just, dreams are really odd. It is like, dreaming is like being on drugs, I guess. I guess I was like, I don't know. I haven't had enough drugs to really know, to be honest. Or have I? Because remember, I'm addicted to like everything, and I didn't even know. I didn't even know. But yeah, it's just, it's been very interesting how much I feel like I've learned from dreaming about myself. Like I was saying earlier, this ex I was talking about, crazy story. So like, for several years, I have dreamt about this person, and it has helped me get over them. I know, it's weird, but like, you know, it's just somebody that deeply impacted me, was very profound in my life, and there would be no appropriate way to reach out to the person, nor do I think I should, if that makes sense. Sometimes when you move on, certain circumstances happen where you have to just really move on, unfortunately. It doesn't mean I don't care, it doesn't mean I don't love the person, you know, as a person and whatever, but it was just really interesting because this person had such a deep, profound impact. It was like I would go for months without thinking about the person, right? It was one of those things where it was like, it's not like I would think about the person all the time, but I would meet somebody and I would compare my connection to the other person, and it was just never the same, or it was lesser or whatever. But like, with this specific person, it took a long time, and I wouldn't think about him for months, and all of a sudden I would have dreams every night for like 2 weeks. And every night in my sleep we'd hang out. It's weird. Sometimes I still feel like we're friends because I feel like I've interacted so much with this person in dream world. And by the way, I understand dreams are abstract. I'm not saying that's the case. It's probably just a representation of my mind trying to work something out, right? Just to give a heads up. Like, I don't really think this person, like some of the New Age philosophy is like, maybe you guys are visiting yourselves in your sleep. I don't really think that. There is no scientific backing for that. I don't think that's the case. I do sometimes wonder, though, if that person, or maybe other people in my life who've been in my life, have had dreams about me on certain levels. Who knows? But, you know, I'd have dreams about this guy, and I have a video. I'm going to talk a little bit about this in an upcoming video. And it was weird because most of them, there was something to confront. There was something to learn. Sometimes it's just about not being able to walk into a room without having that person there and not feeling overwhelmed, you know? Sometimes they were romantic, but it was more the focus. Like, I'm not somebody that has, okay, TMI, I'm not somebody that has a lot of like sexual dreams or wet dreams. I've never been like that. It's like that aspect of my life is like a lot of times on shutdown. I just don't care, I guess. But I'm telling y'all way too much about me. This is all stuff I've said, so who fucking cares? Who am I trying to look good for at this point? I'm like a 240-pound land whale. I can't do much of anything. What humility do I have left? But, you know, I had these dreams about this person, and it was like I would walk away feeling a little stronger each time. Feeling a little stronger and a little stronger, to where I really feel like I overcame a lot of the emotions and the issues from dream confrontation. And I've learned a lot about myself, about relationships, about how I deal with relationships, how this person dealt with relationships in regard to me and other people. Like, it's a big learning lesson. And you know how, like, okay, you've probably heard this before. In fact, Phil the Wizard used to say this. How some people can, like, kind of control their dreams, or like they can really focus on something they want to dream about and dream about it. Or what's that term? Phildo used to say he did this. Like, he could go to sleep and become conscious in his sleep and think he was, like, fighting lizard people and shit, and he really thought it was real. Yeah, or he was some government agent or something. Oh, for fuck's sake, Phildo. So I can't do any of that. Like, let me say right now, that is not something I can do. I've never been able to do things like that. So it's not like or you know how sometimes if you constantly think about something, you might dream about it, right? It's not like I'm constantly thinking about this. It's just these random dreams would happen and then they wouldn't stop. And sometimes they'd be in succession, and sometimes it would drive me nuts. Because I was like, why? I don't think about this person. I don't want them around. I'm confronting this person in a dream. Now I miss them. It's just, you know, and it sucks. We all know this as adults. There are situations where, like I said, you can't, there's nothing you can do in terms of confronting it. But at the same time, you know, and this is something it took me, you know, I learned a while ago that I've had to process, that, you know, you don't have to confront a specific person or a situation to confront I'm starting to shake, so stupid, confront your emotions about it, right? You can try to deal with your emotions as they come, but that's the shitty thing. I don't know if I said this earlier, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating this. For chronically ill people, a lot of times, we are just trying to put one foot in front of the other, and we're just focused on keeping our bodies alive, to where it's not like we have the leisure of sitting and taking a lot of energy to spend on certain types of processing. And that's where I think it happens in dreams, and that's where I think dreams can be really, really beautiful. It's very strange to me how much you can, you know, I feel like, this is my opinion, my spirituality, we're all here to learn on Earth. We're all here to learn different things about ourselves and other people, and, you know, forgiveness and letting go and compassion and letting go of control and, you know, acceptance and all of these different things, where we're just rolling around kind of trying to learn the best we can. But then isn't it incredible sometimes how much we can actually learn, not just when we're awake, but when we're asleep? And I'm grateful. So when I have these dreams now, as much as it makes me really uncomfortable and I don't like it, sometimes I'll even wake up crying. Like, I will get emotional from them, you know? I realize this is something I need to do, and in the end, this will help me become stronger, because for all these dreams I've had where I have to face trauma and mean people and awful stuff, I feel like over time, and like the X, it like chipped away at me. It chipped away at like these big things, like family, you know, or this X. Like, sometimes I think an issue is so big, some things you can literally just wake up and be done with, right? And then we have some things, some traumas, some whatevers, that are so big and so profound, the only way to deal with them is to slowly just, you know, it's like a huge rock, and you slowly just chip away at it with a hammer. And that's how I look at it now, and I'm grateful. So I don't, as weird as it sounds, I don't let myself get too upset or feel too victimized by, you know, when I have to do this. I realize this is my body's way, my mind's way of forcing me in a space where I can to deal with something that I need to deal with. And I have watched over the years facing things in dreams help me actually get stronger to it in real life. And that's kind of magical, isn't it? That's kind of some magical shit. Not that I'm saying I'm magical, I'm saying the concept. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of fucking wonder in this world, and goddamn, I enjoy it a lot of times, you know? There's just like a lot of like mystery and magic and beauty and fucking wonderment. And that's kind of like the essence of what I want my channel to be about. Find the joy and the sparkle in the bullshit. Find that beautiful, loving, light spark in the middle of all the dark shit, because it's like it's always there. We just have to be able to access it. And sometimes you're not always supposed to. Sometimes you're supposed to go through some fucking hell for different reasons, you know? And you can't always see it or feel it, but it's there, you know? At least that's what I think. I think that's what a lot of religions mean when they're like, God's always there. You know, it's just, there's always that energy. We just have to be able to find it when we're supposed to, I guess. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to just talk to y'all about that and ask you guys, do you have, anybody else gone through trauma or have dreams like that? Anybody else who's chronically ill, who, you know, you deal with certain things that you can't because you're working on your body, you deal with it in dream time. Anybody else go through these things? Because it's, I was just curious. And I just wanted to share it with you because I thought it was interesting. Maybe it's not to y'all, but it is to me. So yeah, I embrace the shitty confrontation dreams because on some level, I think it helps make me stronger. It helps me get over things emotionally, helps me learn to deal with things. I've had dreams where like I had to confront a certain subject like this or like the ex, and over time when I would confront it, because I'd done it so many times in dreams, I was able to do it better and better and better. It's weird. It's just a very, very weird thing to me, but yeah. So that's it. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. If that happens to you, if you think I'm full of shit, like, tell me if that's something that you guys go through. I just wanted to share it with you because it's something that is kind of, I don't know, it's profound for me. Fucking nobody else, I'm sure, but me. And I just wondered if anybody else gets to have that, ew, half burp, have that kind of experience. And has it shaped you? And have you learned a lot of stuff from dealing with things in dreams? Or am I just a rare anomaly and it only happens to me? Do you know how many people are not going to understand the sarcasm of doing this? Y'all understand that, right? That's also when I do shit like that, that's part of me making fun of my past, my former New Age self. The New Agers, they, oh my God, I'm so magical and spiritual, wonderful. So it's like my way of like, kind of like, I don't know, I'm joking on my younger self, I guess, and joking on the whole collective culture of the New Age, everything. I'm so amazing, I'm so empowered and enlightened. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. I'm going to attempt sleep. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you haven't, okay, couple things. I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Please go subscribe to Dractonus. Dractonus. So it's Dract, like Drac, and then a T, and then an Onus. She was the one that found Julian, and she brought him to me, and we did the interview. Really sweet people, good people. Go subscribe to her. I'll have links in the description. She's got some good videos on the situation, as well as, okay, I might be vlogging on Joy Sparkle Effett. I don't know. I like kind of just, seems like y'all like these random ramblings. They're fun and they're easy to do. I just get to sit and talk to y'all. But I might start putting stuff up on Joy Sparkle Effett as well as like YouNow streams. So go subscribe to Joy Sparkle Effett if you haven't. Please go subscribe and hit the notification bell on here. And if you don't, or if you do, or if whatever, a lot of people still don't get notified. It's so frustrating what YouTube is doing and they don't tell us. But Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. typically I upload. I upload about 2-ish videos a day. And on the weekends I'll upload between like 11 and 3, so just check because there will typically always be something there, as well as I'm on Twitter, Joy Sparkle BS, I'm on YouNow, Joy Sparkle BS, and I'm on BitChute, and I will be uploading more on BitChute, Joy Sparkle BS. Links are all in the description. That's a long outro to say all that. It just feels long. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and leave your comments. Let me know if this happens to you. I'm really curious. I'll be in the comments looking because I want to know if I'm the only fucking weirdo. I know I'm not. It's not like I'm the only one. But you know, it's just, these aren't, you don't typically walk around just talking to people about this stuff, you know? So I'm curious what y'all have to say. I'm curious if you've been through the same stuff. I'm sure y'all have. I'm excited to read. I'm gonna shut up. I love you guys. Bye.